The gentleman from Wisconsin is recognized.
Thank you to the gentleman from Ohio on his leadership. And Mr. Speaker, who do you want in charge of a pandemic policy in the United States? Do you want the corrupt globalists at the World Health Organization in charge of it, or do you want the United States of America to be at the wheel of our pandemic policy? The answer is simple. The World Health Organization has proven time and time again that they cannot be trusted to carry out an effective pandemic response. In 2019, they ignored Taiwan's early warning about the COVID-19 outbreak. Then they parroted the lies of the Chinese Communist Party that there was no human-to-human transmission. Now the Biden-Harris administration is seeking to reward them with our pandemic management. The pandemic treaty draft includes no accountability or improved transparency measures for the CCP and its role in covering up the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic. It focuses on mandated resource and technology transfers and shreds intellectual property rights. It also contains certain provisions that may police our First Amendment rights. Lastly, it does not protect the sovereignty of the United States of America. This legislation is a no-brainer for anyone who stands for transparency and America's sovereignty. It would require any convention or agreement resulting from the work of the World Health Organization's intergovernmental negotiating body to be deemed a treaty, thus requiring the advice and consent of 2/3 of the Senate. Given the vast reach of this so-called pandemic treaty, don't we want Congress to have oversight of it? I encourage all my colleagues to support this bill. But more importantly, I urge all my colleagues to choose American sovereignty, because that's really what is at stake today. And I would also say, Mr. Speaker, I'm hearing from the other side, from the gentleman from New York, it sounds like he has a draft of the treaty. If he is, we would like to see it, because we have not received a final draft of the treaty. And that is part of the impetus for this bill. If we're going to have transparency and accountability for the American people, which we should certainly have, then we need to see the document. Produce the document, allow us to be able to review it, and have the United States Senate, a body of the people of the United States of America, be able to ratify this very important agreement that may have far-reaching impacts on the American people. I yield back.
The gentleman from Wisconsin yields. The gentleman from Ohio is recognized.